Catch it first on Patreon.
I look insane. I'm in a flare. I had whole milk yesterday for the first time. Possibly the first time ever. And that bitch ran through me like you would not believe. This is the house of real shitters, which you would know if you followed me for a while. Last night, though, this is also the house of real pukers. I stay shitting my pants and throwing up. Like, if there's anything that you should know about me, it's that I am literally either puking or pooping at any given time during the day. Tummy troubles. I'm a certified, I'm gonna make a thing. Boom! Certified tummy ache survivor. So, but yeah, I had milk and it fucked me up so bad, dude. So, that was really fun. Do you like my Sylvanian family microphone? He came with the Deco Den, the spooky donut Deco Den. He's so cute. Oh my god. I know we've replaced Bok Choy Boy. I gave Bok Choy Boy away. A devastating blow. Okay. Why are we here? I wanted to make a really quick video, which knowing me, that could go either way. But like, I wanted to make a quick video because it's the hysterectomy anniversary and we didn't really get to like ruminate on it, but I thought it might be fun to like talk about it very briefly. I went to the oncologist yesterday and I actually only cried once, which like, holy shit. She's an adult. I only cried once and I didn't throw up this time. My oncologist, by the way, watches these. Hi. But yeah, I went in for bloods. I'm having a CT and an MRI. The CT is for metastasis checking in the chest, and the MRI is just like where I had the tumor, so it's like the pelvis and abdomen. Yeah, so they check your creatinine first to make sure that it's safe to do a scan, which is what I went and do yesterday. So I got my CT appointment. It's going to be in May. I did not get my MRI appointment. It's supposed to be, like, they're supposed to give me an appointment next week. So, and that's it. They're scheduled a year in advance. It's the usual, I think once you're declared, if I'm remembering correctly how they explained it to me, like once you're like officially in remission, instead of doing every 6 months, because I was doing every 6 months, they check you once a year, which I think is like more than fair. But yeah, everything's going real good. We'll touch steel. Touch my ring light. Everything's been going real good. I'm okay. It's the year anniversary of my hysterectomy. We fondly recall. My surgeon told me that like, it takes a year for your body to like recalibrate. And then at the end of that year, so now it's been a calendar year, your hormone cycles will have like figured themselves out, and your, like the fluctuations sort of thereof will kind of be like permanent. So you'll get like an overall picture of like what life post hysterectomy is gonna be. There's a lot of guesswork because like some women, I still have my ovaries, but some women will still go like into menopause, or they'll go into like perimenopause really early. I got lucky. None of that happened. I think we're good. I'll still go into menopause early because like ovaries or no ovaries, it just kind of is what it is. Yeah. So I guess we could talk about what the year was like, and maybe if you're considering a hysterectomy, this might be like good insider information for you. There are some like new developments, even though we're, I guess, like officially at the end of year one. There's some spooky stuff going on with my body that like I don't really understand what's happening. But anyway, we'll get into it. Also, I forgot to switch my camera to 4K 60 FPS. So if the rest of this If the rest of this video looks fantastic and you're like, what the fuck happened? That's what happened. Year 1. I have a non-exhaustive list of things that happen to you post-hysterectomy that no one tells you about. And like, if you ever had to deal with a surgeon, you know, okay? When they tell you about like, here's what to expect, they're basically giving you like a list of things that if it happens, you will straight up die. And everything else is kind of like a freaking mystery. So they'll give you like the major, like you're gonna die ass complications and then no other information, and it's up to you to like piece it together. So let me go over my list. Number 1, stankiness. My mom, when she was going through menopause, complained a lot that like her body odor changed and the like intensity of it changed. The first thing that I noticed post-hysterectomy, well, I guess technically the second thing, but like one of the first like, oh my God, like glaringly obvious things that I noticed was that I smelled like shit. Like my sweat, the girl downstairs, stinking. Like I thought that my toilet like broke, or that like the silicone seal that like bolts the toilet to the floor like something broke, and I was cleaning my bathroom like a crazy person every day because I was like, it smells like poop. And then I realized, oh my God, it's me. And so I Googled it. Thank God for like Reddit forums, dude, the women on Reddit post hysterectomy. And I Googled it and I was like, and like I saw all these like women being like, yeah, like my BO smells like shit. And I was like, what? So especially in the summertime, because in the summertime you're always fucking sweaty. I had a rough summer. I was taking like 4 showers a day. I was scrubbing my shit raw. And then eventually it went away. Like it lasted, I think in total, maybe a month. And then all of a sudden, as soon as it had like shown up, it disappeared. And I remember asking my mom, and my mom was like, yeah, I went through a phase in my menopause where I just smelled like shit all the time, like for no reason. And then eventually it just stopped. And I was like, okay. The next MacGuffin. The actual number 1 thing that I noticed and everybody in my life noticed, I like ran into some people because my high school reunion was not very long after my surgery, and like we still follow each other on social media. I think we have like a general sort of consensus of what, you know what I mean, one another looks like. And when they had heard I had surgery, the number 1 question was, did you get your body done? And I was like, what? Like they thought I had gotten like ass shots, like a BB, like something, I had gotten something done. I noticed that after my hysterectomy, my, like, it almost seems like my pelvis widened. My hips were bigger, my thighs were bigger, my ass was bigger, and like Mom Studios, God bless her, does not look like me. Like I'm an hourglass whether I lose or gain. The bust and the hips are always the same size, and then my waist is always like smaller. My mom has a teeny tiny torso. Like these are my shoulders. I've got a pretty like decent wingspan for a woman. My mom's shoulders are like here. My mom and most of the women in my family are super flat chested, like A cups if you're lucky, no boobs. The teeny tiniest like shoulders this far apart, and then tiny, the fattest ass. My mom is almost, how old's my mom? 55, almost 55. If she stands in the hallway to the side, you have to like literally like squeeze through the wall in her ass. This bitch has a dumper like you cannot believe. I think that's where all of her fucking Brazilian grandpa genes went. They just dumped all the stats right into her ass. I don't have that. But I noticed after my hysterectomy, all of a sudden, it's like, I was like, whoa. Like, I went from a size 12 to a size 14 overnight from ass. And when I went back to my cancer support group, one of the girls was literally singing, "Great googly moogly, that thing is juicy," at me. She was like, she's like, "I'm walking behind you and it's just like," and I was like, "Yeah, girl, I don't know." So that was really fun. And then, like, the other things that you might expect, I think, from a hysterectomy did happen. I had a period of hot flashes. It lasted, I would say, for about half the year. About a half a year. I did have, like, hot flashes and then, like, cold because, like, all of a sudden it hits you, like, that you're, like, so cold. Because in the winter time, like, well, again, right, when my mom was menopausing, she would just go, like, stand on the balcony in the winter time. And that's what I was doing because I was like, I'm dying of heat. And then all of a sudden it would go away and then you were like freezing and then you would warm up and then you were like dying of heat. Like it was just like ping-ponging between hot and cold. So that was fun. Speaking of the giant ass, the distribution of weight in my body has changed. I've done a lot of weight fluctuations in the last year. Post-surgery, I was like super tiny, and then during the winter with PTSD season and just like the sheer amount of like stress that I was under from the PTSD, I got up to, I think, like 190 or something. And then I went on my, follow me on Instagram, but I went on my little like weight loss journey, and then I got back down. I lost like 7 pounds in like a week. Like I was like, oh my God. Like, and most of it was just like stress, you know, like water retention and like puffiness and like stress. Like you could tell that it was not like fat, like there was like something wrong. And now I actually don't know. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but like my clothes fit. I actually went down 2 clothing sizes. I bought usually, oh yeah, that's the other thing. My boobs grew too. So my ass grew and then my boobs went from a double D to a triple D. And I really thought it was surgical swelling. And I was like, it'll go down. It did not go down. I have gone down a few dress sizes. Like I bought larges and extra larges for sundresses because with the boobs, I'm used to having to size up and then have my clothes like tailored, and usually also shortened, right? Because I'm 5'1", by the way. I know everybody thinks I'm tall, but I'm 5'1". And I had to go down to a small. I had to return them 2 times. I went from like large XL to medium, and then I went from medium to small. But I still can't fit into size 12 pants. And I sort of fit into size 14, but it's not like the most comfortable size 14. It's really strange. But the fat distribution, when I gain weight, it most of it goes to like the thighs and the ass. I'm shaped more, I think, like my mom now, which is crazy because my whole life we didn't have the same body like at all. And like I couldn't fit into any of her clothes because she doesn't have boobs. And I didn't have like enough junk in the trunk to her shit couldn't even be like tailored. She wanted to give me like her prom dress and her engagement dress, and I was like, I can't fit into this shit. Like, it's never gonna happen unless you like make another dress from scratch. It's just not gonna happen. And whenever I would try to like lend her clothes, the top would be like hilariously baggy. But I feel now like I'll never get to her level of like serious ass, but like we can try. But yeah, the weight distribution in my body has changed, and it's affected my center of gravity. And I noticed it when I went back to Pilates, and slowly I'm trying to like get a little bit back into Bharatanatyam as much as humanly possible. And like, I do notice that there is a difference. Some things are easier, some things are harder. And I think it's like sort of when like ballerinas get pregnant and their center of gravity is all over the place. It's very that. Okay, this next hysterectomy observation, girl. So first of all, I've talked about it before. The second they take out that uterus, you're like, ooh, I feel different. Like, I woke up from surgery and I was like, oh, I feel different. And I like couldn't put my finger on it. The next morning after surgery, I woke up and it was just like, wow. Like, I feel so good. I feel great. It was like I immediately noticed that my anxiety and depression were so much better. My ability to like regulate myself was so much better. Like, you just feel better. I don't know. It's like you feel like you're like, wow, the world is beautiful. And I feel so positive. It's crazy. And your body feels better. Like, my whole life I've had like really bad problems with inflammation, and it is still like a problem, but it's not to the point. Like, I used to have days where I would like wake up and I literally like couldn't make a fist. I used to get corticosteroid injections in my sternum. I had early onset arthritis. Like, I really had a lot of inflammation. It was very uncomfortable, and a lot of my chronic pain came from the inflammation that would like come with my period. And it was like so severe. And like, you can check inflammation like in blood. And the whole time I had cancer, it was like always consistently just fucking off the charts. Even when I was like stable and there was nothing going on, it was off the charts. And then like once the tumor was gone and I had my resectioning, it remained off the charts. And like, so far, I believe it's the CRP in your blood, but so far I have had no issues with it. And like, I feel better. I still do get the occasional flare of like chronic pain, because, you know, they did remove like a quarter of my abdomen. It's gonna hurt. It is what it is, you know. I had like 12 surgeries roughly in the same, like the lower left quad. So there's gonna be pain. I'm missing the whole muscle wall on the left. Like, you know, if I'm like sitting for too long or car rides, like it'll trigger pain, and it kind of just is what it is. But it's so much less severe. And the swelling in my joints, like, I can get away for the first time with drawing without mobility aids, which has been a big thing. Usually I have to wear a compression glove, and I have like an adaptability, like ergonomic like grip for the Apple Pencil, and I can get away with a couple hours without either of those things. Again, it's not the most comfortable, but like, it doesn't send me into like a several days, I can't use my hand, I need to acupuncture my arm, like all hope is lost. And it like all of these positive changes happened as soon as they took out the uterus. So I'm so beyond grateful, hallelujah, for not having a uterus anymore. It has exponentially changed my life for the better. So that's kind of something that, like, if you're like, oh, I don't know, like, am I gonna be like miserable? You will notice a difference. If your uterus, like, if the reason that you're removing the uterus is for medical reasons and it's just like a torturous endeavor to have your period and stuff, you'll feel different. I like super promise you. There is a palpable change. And my surgeon told me, like, women usually report pretty much immediately that if they have any like chronic symptoms associated with their menstrual cycle, it like resolves immediately. And I was like, yeah. But the funny like I guess symptom that no one talks about is it feels like you are going through some kind of like evil accelerated period where you are so horny. Prepare yourself for wet dreams. From the night of my surgery, it was wet dream o'clock, bro. I could not be within 50 feet of, I've never been so horny. Like, you don't understand. I'm warning you. Ladies, my ladies, listen up, okay? The second that uterus leaves your body, it's game time. I was so detrimentally horny that at my follow-up, I looked at my surgeon and I said, Andrew, I'm going through puberty. I'm so horny. Criminally. It's criminal. And he was like, hormones. And I was like, bitch! Like, they don't warn you about nothing. And I've heard women tell me that instead of like they'll be like crying all the time, or like they'll just be like lamenting and shit, and they warn you like it's possible to have like super mood swings. But when I looked it up, everybody in the forums were like, yeah, I was just like, my whole recovery, I was just like strapped to a vibrator. Like, sorry about it, everybody else, but it's true. It's insane. It's insane. And that whole like, oh yeah, you know, like it might make the lying down tango better in the long, it does. I've said this before, okay? You could not pay me enough money to get off of Husband Studios. I stay on top of that man. And it's great every time. I have never had like a positive sexual experience until the uterus came out. And that being said, I don't have like vaginismus anymore. I don't have to go to like pelvic floor therapy anymore. Like I still do PVC because it is good for your pelvic floor, especially me that's like had so many surgeries on my pelvic floor. But like, it's great. It's great. Take that fucking uterus out. It's evil. It's sapping your life energy. It's making sexy time worse. It's ruining your life. Take it out. Anyway, so that was my non-exhaustive list of like weird things that happen that no one warned me about, but like maybe I can warn you about it. The thing that I'm kind of like going through the most with right now, it is the weight fluctuation. And I don't even think it's weight. I think it's just like body restructuring. I'm struggling. It's so weird. I can like fit into my tops, but not my bottoms. And it seems like really what I need is clothes that are, I guess, like geared towards / tailored to people who are like bottom heavy, because everything is normal up until the hip, and then it's like, oh my god, I need like so much extra space. But I don't know, I find a lot of clothes that you buy off the rack are almost tailored like a tube, and I guess it's so that like the sizes are uniform. Do you know what I mean? Like everything is medium, everything is large, the whole part of the garment is whatever size it is. But it's not great for me because I need a small, like for the shoulders and the waist, but I need like at least a large for everything else. It's very weird. I have a lot of pants also that are meant to sit on the waist and be very baggy, but I can't wear them like that because they don't sit on the waist anymore. Sorry, they don't sit on the hip anymore. They're at the waist, but then it like changes the fit, so they kind of look like shit now. I got as a gift once, I have a $700 pair of Obey jeans that are like one of a kind, like hand painted jeans, and I can't wear them because they don't fit on the waist. And when I bought them, I was like in the thick of having the tumor. I think I was like 200-ish pounds. If I remember correctly, the last like sort of weigh-in that I had when the tumor was like fully like formed and it was about like 200. I think it was like 200 and change. And those pants fit me at the waist and they were baggy, and now they only fit they fit at the hip and they were baggy, and now they only fit at the waist and they're very fitted all the way down until the knee. I'm not 200 pounds, and I'm obviously not above 200 pounds. I think you can tell. So I really think it's just like, I don't know, it's like the skeletal structure almost has changed. My whole life I've also had hip dips, and I don't anymore. My whole life I've had double Ds, and now I'm a triple D. So like all my bras that I had were like cutting me in the middle of the boob. All the cup sizes that I had, like shirts that like think of like a camisole, you know, where it has like the cup. Those don't fit me anymore either, which is just in general like super weird. So I'm having a weird time with clothes. It's very strange. There's a lot of things that I like just don't fit into, and it seems to primarily be bottoms. I don't know. I really don't know. I have a pair of Almost Famous cargo pants that also all of a sudden have become tight at the hip, but like normal at the waist. So maybe if you've had a hysterectomy, you can tell me what the hell is going on. Did your like body structure change? And if so, how did it change? And yeah, I think we're kind of like stuck with what it is now, which is just that I'm gonna be a bit more like hippie and like bottom heavy, which honestly is not the end of the world at all. Like, out of all of the things that somebody can tell you post-op, you know, did you get your body done, is a pretty good thing to have somebody say, right? Right? Like, that's, you know, so never beating the plastic surgery allegations. But yeah, that's been a little bit frustrating, mostly because like I really like my clothes. I really curate my closet. We've talked about it before. I do a lot of like thrifting. I am, I think, the like secondhand clothes eBay warrior, and it pisses me off when shit doesn't fit, because I have such a like curated closet for like all of my moods and all of the aesthetics that I like, and then when I can't fit into my clothes, it's just kind of like generally like niaisant. It's frustrating, but it's like such a goofy frustrating. Genre. Niaisant is like the oh wait, what does Mr. Studio say? Oh, Zaga. I was like, what the fuck kind of weird France-ass French is this, bro? Shrio Zaga. I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah, it's like annoyed. And I was like, slay, Frenchy. He's not even French, but he speaks France French, which is hilarious because I speak like Quebecois French. So we are like, genre, at odds at all times. So anyway, yeah. If I had to give like a total overview of my hysterectomy experience, I can't complain. I really can't. I'm glad I did it. I'm very grateful that I did it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was genuinely like an easy recovery. All the complications I had, okay, I will remind you, I did have an intestinal repair and a colostomy takedown at the same time. And my complications, they were related to the like surgery on my intestines. They had nothing to do with the hysterectomy. The hysterectomy itself, like, I see why they say it's like a 2-day recovery. I imagine that if I had had nothing else done, it would genuinely have been like really easy, really simple. The longer lasting effects, my mental health has improved exponentially. I'm a lot more stable. I feel like my SSRIs work better to give me a baseline that I wasn't really able to maintain. Obviously, my super horrible, painful periods are over. My anemia is much better controlled. I don't need a ferritin infusion anymore. I haven't had a blood transfusion, I think, in 2 years now. I'm not like bleeding for, you know, a month straight. No more irregular periods. My hormone cycle, I didn't menopause. I didn't perimenopause. I think I'm okay. I really can't complain. Some women do have a phantom cycle. I had a couple phantom periods, and then I think I had a grand total of maybe 2, if I'm remembering correctly. And then, yeah. And then it was okay. I basically, like, perma-ovulated, and now I just kind of feel like I'm, like, comfortably, I guess, in, like, a luteal phase of my period at all times. I can't complain. My pain is better, my inflammation's better, my arthritis is gone, my chronic pain obviously is a lot better, and yeah, I'm able to do more now than I have ever been able to do since I started menstruating. Removing my uterus was the best possible course of action, I think, and yeah, I also love that it comes with cancer prevention benefits. No uterine cancer, obviously, decreased risk of ovarian cancer. I don't get cysts anymore because I don't menstruate, obviously. It's been great. It's just been great. Like, I really 10 out of 10. A lot of people tried to scare me out of getting the hysterectomy. Like, people in my real life, and also a lot of doctors, a lot of gynecologists were kind of like, yeah, but like childbearing, and what if it like ruins your body, and like you don't know like how it's gonna be when the uterus is out, and then it's a permanent change. And like, it was very scary to hear all these people kind of theorize about how like quote unquote shitty I was gonna feel and how my life was gonna change for the worst. But I just believed in myself, and I advocated for myself, and I did it anyway. And it's the best decision I have ever made medically, ever in my life, ever. Like, if you're really seriously considering it and having children is a non-issue for you and you don't give a fuck, do it. There has been nothing but positive change, observable positive change, that everybody in my life has been like, you seem a lot like better and healthier. And I'm like, yeah, I feel better and healthier. And now my body tea. So, you know, call me Spaz the Stallion, although I'm not really a stallion, I'm too short. But yeah. So there you go. I give my hysterectomy experience. We'll do another stamp of approval. 10 out of 10. Fuck them kids. Remove that uterus. It was great. It was a really easy recovery. Honestly, it was. The freaking colostomy reversal was more of an arduous, like, than the uterus. I love the results. I love my life. It's fantastic. So there you go. There's my non-exhaustive list of like weird shit that's happened to me this year. There's nothing really like super crazy and dramatic to report, honestly. Like I said, it hasn't been, I know that they tell you like anything could happen in the first year. Nothing really interesting happened other than like body fluctuations. My body has kind of, I think, like settled and decided on what it's gonna look like. And that's it. We'll just have to size up in pants and figure some shit out. But again, I'm not too upset with it. Mr. Studios the other night rolled over and was like, I love that you're, because I guess when I met him, I was a little thinner, and he was like, I love that you're chunky now. And I was like, chunky? And he was like, yeah, like I love that like you're like everything has like filled out like post hysterectomy, and now you're just like thick as fuck. And I was like, okay, freak, like roll over and go back to sleep, you weirdo. Leave my rolls alone. I'm always like going after his because he's chubby. He's chubby. And I can't even talk. That's how like, he's chubby. I love a chubby man. And I'm always going for those rolls. And he's always like, leave my rolls alone. And then I go, I'll never leave your rolls alone. And so the other night I was like, go away. Like, leave my rolls alone, bro, you freak. And he was like, oh, so chunky. And I was like, what the fuck? So, you know, a plus, I would say. This is a very Mr. Studios heavy video. I guess that's what happens when you're in love, right? You can't help but like talk about your giant husband. But yeah. So that's it. I hope that this was a fun time. Like I said, this video it's not really like an official, I don't even think it's gonna be like a vlog. I think it's just gonna be like a random ass little ramble. We'll see if it goes on YouTube or Patreon. You'll know depending on where you're watching this. But like, yeah, I just thought it was fun. I just thought it was a good time to like sit down and reminisce about the years since the hysterectomy. If you're really curious about like the whole hysterectomy experience and like how I got approved for a hysterectomy and kind of everything that like happened in great detail after, I'll put it somewhere, I have made a YouTube video about the hysterectomy experience and the colostomy reversal experience. Getting approved really was like no easy task. It took me upwards at least 5 years, at the very minimum. But yeah, I did kind of like outline that in great detail. So you can check that out if you want to know more about my hysterectomy experience. But yeah, thank you for joining us, I guess, on the inaugural like spaz rambles, and I hope you enjoyed this ramble, and I will be staying far away from glasses of milk from here on out. And yeah, okay, I love you. But if you want to hang out more, Instagram at Spazzatic Studios Creations, TikTok at Spazzatic Studio, main channel at Spazzatic Studio. I'm working on the main channel video right now. So that's it. Go take out your evil ass uterus. I love you. Bye.